What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Infinite Pain, and I'm going to give you my latest review on the latest Boruto episode. Now, I'm going to say that I am disappointed with this episode for the simple fact is, in my last video, I called what's going to happen, okay? Essentially, you had Boruto fighting Kaguya, okay? You had Mitsuki come in. Mitsuki had the scroll that had the written knowledge of treason on it that happened, that S.U.A was doing behind the scenes, getting rid of people, trying to make the Blood Mist Village, basically trying to make Chojuro seem like he's evil when actually S.U.A was the one pulling the strings, which is okay because he has been put out there as an antagonist, so I'm okay with that. What I have issues with about the episode, one is Boruto changing Kaguya over to his side. That's a major aspect that I have an issue with. Two is the way that S.U.A lost to Boruto in the first time before he went to his berserk mode. The third time is how he went to his berserk mode and still lost in the way that he lost. Let's go with the first part, that how Kaguya went over to Boruto's side. I've been calling it since the first episode that I put out, that all they are going to do is they're going to put the people that Boruto meets to get him on his side. That's exactly what they did with Kaguya. They went ahead, had Boruto talk to him and fight him at the same time, and then get him over, converted to his side. That's all they do. That's all the shit that they did with Naruto. And with me, I'm not the biggest fan of Naruto. When I say Naruto, I mean the actual character, not the show. I love the show. But with Naruto Uzumaki himself, I am not the biggest fan of him. It still is going to be in my listing and maybe in my top 10, but not. He's just not one of my characters I fuck with. So with his son, I'm really excited to see how they're going to develop his son. I've had very interesting conversations with a lot of people of how they're going to really develop these characters. But for right now, all I'm seeing is Naruto, and at this point, I have the feeling of I don't even want to watch the show. I'd rather just read the manga and just say screw the show, because I don't feel like they're really going to change Boruto's narrative right now. As it is, I feel like anybody that he comes across, regardless of how it is, they're just going to convert any person that's close to his age or that is his age, that's not on his side, onto his side. And I don't want to see that. I really don't want to deal with that shit. I'd rather just go ahead and read the manga and have a completely different storyline and follow that, because that one's a lot more interesting than the shit I'm seeing right now, because I can call and predict everything that's happening. Now, I don't agree with it. I'm over it. I'm leaving it alone because I'm not going to even go into how much that irks my nerves. Now I'm going to go into how Boruto defeated S.U.A. That's also bullshit. Okay? So, in our last video, if y'all watched it, you will see that SSLJ said that Boruto, Sadara have no business beating S.U.A, which is so true. The training that you see the hidden Miss Ninja go through, in my opinion, is a lot tougher than what the Leaf does. Now, I'm not saying the Leaf doesn't do great training, but I'm saying I feel like the people from the Mist are going to be better in the sense of training. And that's what you've shown us, and that's what I'm believing. But right now, as you're showing me, what you're telling me is S.U.A, who has experience, okay, like Boruto, I believe is older than Boruto, but who has the skills to hold Samahata, the Sharkskin sword. He has the ability to hold that wield, and he is Kasame's son. So you're telling me that this man got defeated by Boruto because of what? Because of the bullshit skill that y'all showed him doing, which is the exact, and I just thought about this is the exact move that y'all did when Naruto was fighting Pain at the very end, after he just got back from out of the Ninetales state. Before the Ninetales actually was transformed and Minato came out, resealed him, all the jazz. When he came back out in the stage mode to defeat Pain, Naruto sat there, created a fuck ton of clones, created a little barrier, okay, as Pain used his almighty push to push him all the way. Naruto only had a couple of clones left. They used that to catapult Naruto to Pain in that 5-second time span that they had when his abilities are there to use a Rasengan on him to defeat him. With Boruto, you have Boruto summon three clones, including himself. So there's 4 people. One of them was a distraction. The other one, and the other 2 actually helped Boruto gain speed through him at Shizuma, and Naruto air palmed him in the stomach. And that's how he beat Shizuma. So I'm not going to say it's frame by frame exactly how Naruto did it, but that's exactly what the fuck y'all did with Naruto. And the fact that I can see, first of all, the fact that there's something I can link from Naruto, from what Naruto did to his son doing, means that all I see is y'all being repetitive with Naruto and Boruto in the same manner that y'all doing now with Shizuma and Boruto in this fight. And honestly, I don't want to see any of it. It's boring to me. That fight, that whole fight, when I was sitting down watching that fight, all I said was, oh, I know how this is going to end. And I was about to finish watching. I wasn't even going to finish watching the episode. I was just going to leave it alone. But I said, you know what? Let me finish it. Let me see if they may do something different. Y'all didn't do not one thing different. Yeah, everything I was sitting there calling while I'm in the bed watching this is the same exact thing that I was calling. And it's stupid that Boruto beat Shizuma in that fashion. Actually, it's stupid that he beat him at all. But we'll get off of that because I could go on that for all day. Now, the way that Kagura and Boruto teamed up on Shizuma, once again, Kagura got switched over to the good side, or whatever y'all want to dictate it as the good side, because Boruto had a heart-to-heart moment and Shizuma felt bad. Even though y'all want to sit here and show that Shizuma has a good control over Kagura, what y'all did, and same shit y'all always did with Naruto, y'all will say that Boruto's words are a lot stronger than the bond, or is a lot stronger bond, even though they just fucking met, versus Shizuma and Kagura, who have been training together since Kagura was a kid, essentially, and since he cut Shizuma. You're telling me that the bond that Shizuma and Kagura had is shit compared to the small, I'll say a day that Boruto spent with Kagura playing games and all that jazz. So that's what you're telling me, is that, it doesn't screw every relationship that you've had since then. As long as Boruto talks to you with the day, you'll be on his side. And that's exactly what you did. And guess what? That's exactly the same shit you did with Naruto, okay? I take it to the simple fact, and this is why he is my least favorite Uchiha, I take it to Obito. Y'all had us pinned up against the fucking wall with Obito saying that he was Madara Uchiha. Then, as the course goes on, you find out that he's not. You find out it's Obito. Everyone's shocked. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. But y'all had him posted up against us saying that he is the villain, all this jazz. You see him wrecking shop, not giving a fuck about anybody. And then, what happens? Naruto goes into the different time space that they have. He has a heart-to-heart conversation with Obito and gets him to change on their side in the middle of the battle. Okay? And this is where my issue lies. One, and for me watching an anime, I do not like to see people converted to different sides. I need y'all to stick with your villains and your heroes with your heroes. Apples to apples, oranges to oranges. Okay? That's what I need y'all to stick with. I don't like seeing people say, the only reason that we need you on his side, and this is my thing. It's not like having Obito on your side made a huge, tremendous difference. Now, when it came to the fight with Kaguya, that's a different story. Okay, but regardless, you did not need Obito on your side in order for things to go your way. But that's besides the point. That's a whole nother conversation. The same shit that I did with Obito is the same shit that y'all did with with Kagura and Boruto. And I don't want to see it. That to me is so annoying. And the thing that just put the cherry on top of everything else was the simple fact that Boruto was able to wield the sword that y'all say only. First of all, that you can say that only the Miss Swordsman can do because they've been trained for it. But since Boruto has his eye, which he knows he has, but he doesn't know how to use it, but you tell me that it activates at random times, and that gives him he has a, what is the word I want to use? He's a special exception to the rule. And that's where I have an issue, because that's everything that he did with Naruto. Whatever Naruto did, there was a special exception to the rules, so it didn't matter. But it only applied to him. No one else got this special treatment except him. I understand it's his show, but at the same time, it's really not it. At the end of the day, you're not showing fairness to everybody else because it's his show, so therefore you're saying screw everybody else. It's his, we're going to call it a day. And that's exactly what you're doing with Boruto. And that, to me, I really don't want to see it. So, Boruto should not be able to wield that sword. We all know that. For the simple fact is they told us that you can only wield it if, one, you're trained for it, and there's a test to take. There's a test to take to see if you're even considered it. So why is it that Boruto is able, just in the heat of battle, be able to split it with Kagura? But then at the same time, Kagura doesn't even have, and it's my thing, Kagura just used a fuckload of his chakra, he put it into the blade, and then he swung, trying to hit Shizuma, missed, but then at the same time, he's drained now. Oh, but since Boruto came in picture, and Boruto wants to grab the other handle, and y'all want to split it like a little popsicle, okay, like Naruto did with, like Jiraiya did with Naruto in that little cutscene, okay, when he was a kid and he had the orange popsicle and they split it because, they shared the same shit when he was sitting on the bench, and this episode after Jiraiya had passed and Naruto found out, and he's on the bench and the popsicle's dripping, okay, that's essentially what you did. Y'all just split it like a popsicle, and then everyone's able to wield it, and then that's how y'all went to defeat Shizuma, get him out of his berserker form. That's the type of shit that I don't understand, and that doesn't make any sense to me. Because everything you've told us, y'all said, scratch that, Boruto can do whatever he wants. Because the rules don't apply to him, but rules apply to everybody else. If the rules don't apply to Boruto, I don't want to see any other limitations put on any other character in this show. And that includes everybody. I'm not going to name specific characters, so that way y'all aren't saying we're just playing favoritism, whatever. I'm all saying is that any other character I see in this show, I don't want to see any limitations to what they could possibly do, because y'all don't do it for the main character. Okay? And as it seems, as much as y'all want to give everybody their just dues in the show, I don't want to see anybody not giving their just dues now. For the simple fact is, that's what y'all did with Boruto. Now, as an episode as a whole, I'm going to give it, because I was so disappointed, I'm going to give it a 5, because I just really didn't want to see this episode. The next episode probably won't be a review about, because it's like a little filler episode. And it's really just information, everybody recovering and all that good jazz. So there's probably going to be a lot of information more towards that episode rather than action and whatnot. So I'll watch it for the information, but as far as a review, it's probably going to be another short review on everything. But overall, I think this episode was just trash in general because of everything that they did with it. But